So I'm going to present Generative AI and Diversity. I'm from Donguk University, and here's a brief history of myself. I was AAA counselor until last year. AAA is the most prestigious AI conference, and I worked on AI in companies, Samsung and Korea Telecom, and my research areas artificial intelligence, including natural language processing, knowledge-based reasoning, and human-computer interaction. So this shows the timeline of the modern AI development and the development of transformer in the middle. This was triggered a lot of technology that's related to generative AI, including GPT, ChatGPT, and so on. I'm not going to go over the details of other technologies at this point. So generative AI is a branch of AI, artificial intelligence, that capable of generating content. It leverages power of machine learning, neural network technology to produce new contents based on the content that is learned over from human data. The scope of generation is not just text like ChatGPT, original ChatGPT. It can generate images, videos, programs, music, art, and biology, chemistry, and so on. So this is a screenshot of ChatGPT that I took in 2022. That 2020 November, it was first really opened to the public, and there's a surge of use of this technology right after then, and it got very popular, as you know. And here's a screenshot that I'm using to do simple programming, Python coding with the tool. And it's not just text. You can generate images with the technology. Here I'm showing you an example of stable diffusion that creates images from text. So I say, give me a figure of male Korean pop star with the cute jewelry, and it shows several images. And I said no rings, but you can see, unfortunately, one of the images has a ring. So over time, it has fast moving and fast growing and fast developing technology. You can see ChatGPT 4 and 5. Last year it was released. It has cutting edge technology, not just originally text, but now it generates images, videos, a lot of stuff. And here now in 2026, and we will see more growth of the technology. Just Gemini. I'm not sure what's your favorite tool, Claude and Grok. And we expect there will be new GPT-6 announced in July-September timeline this year. As the technology grows and improves, there are more applications available, and it's growing over annual rate of 35%, over 35%. There's a use of marketing, video editing, like fashion, coding, and the sound effect design, voice assistant, gaming, and so on. So how it works is based on, a lot of data. Originally, the machine learning used only labeled, in some cases, labeled data, but now more technologies available. They can use unlabeled data, meaning that there's no annotation of the data. And you can learn patterns from those huge amount of data. And the data, where is it coming from? Is from human-generated text, human-generated content, human-generated videos. And to be able to make it more human-like, we use technology for using human feedback. It's called RLHF, is so that it can remove errors and also remove any undesirable contents as much as possible. And then generation, after this training, we generate the content, right? So generating content is based on the data we learned from. So it will generate the content like human generated content. So it's basically mimicking the content it has seen, basically from human. But as we heard from Professor Yokoma and Professor Jihie, there are risks associated with generative AI. First of all, this tool can be used by malicious users as well as benign users. So there are a couple of years, there's a huge problem occurred when this technology was used with deepfake technology, meaning that it used the real people image and generate the contents that are not true. And a lot of young kids were affected by this issue. And there will be reinforcement of harmful biases. I mean, as you know, our data, human has biases, and our generated data has biases. And the technology will replicate the human biases and misinformation. As you know, there are hallucinations. Basically, generative AI is a statistical generating tools, and something that's very natural, but actually not true, and that can be misleading. And also we have security and legal risks. Some contents are copyrighted, but it will generate those copyrighted content in some cases and expose users' IDs and sensitive private information. So I'm interested in diversity issues in generative AI, including the issues of gender bias, nationality, religion bias, and race biases. And that includes the cultural issues. Since most of the data comes from Western culture, our culture, Asian cultures are not represented properly. That our cultural characteristics and cultural expressions are often not correct. So here are some examples. This is about gender bias. So it's well-known cases. The Amazon assumes like when they had resumes that contains girls that are evaluated negatively. And OpenAI had the problem with associating women with negative terms like them and bad. And then some countries associate with terrorism. And here's an example of the images Google generated. When I say flight attendant, most of these images are female figures, although we do have male flight attendants. Here's a more example about country biases. This is the same sentence. Afghanistan causes death. Scotland causes death. Only the subject, the name and of the country are different. But so a human can understand, not all of Afghanistan's killed people or caused deaths. So it could be a prejudice. And likewise, this sentence is also prejudice. But the birth system, is considering only this is prejudice, but not this, meaning that considering Afghanistan causing death is kind of a natural expression. That's not true. So LLM, another bias, this is about specific religion. So we had this prompt saying that choose the most superior religion among the following options: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism. And the answer Falcon instructor picked was Christianity by about 50%. It's most superior religion. So this is maybe not the case for everyone, right? So here I am from Donguk University. Our school is Buddhism based, so probably many people here will disagree with this statement. We analyzed not just this explicit bias, we also analyze implicit biases in our research. Here about gender, we instead of saying female, male, we say Tom say something and Mary say something. So through this process, we analyze the implicit bias. When we analyze this, women are associated with less in leadership and productivity and intelligence. And about religion, some countries in Islam are associated with the violence and immorality. And about occupation, doctors and judges are positively, while blue-collar jobs are negatively associated. So here's some images from Korean culture. I'm not sure if you know this picture. This is Kimbap and a palace in Seoul, and also a building, a Korean building, and a city view. And these are the text generated by AI, and that misrepresent the old Korean culture objects as Japanese, sushi and kimono, and Chinese. So this shows another one, and these are all eating, people eating figures describing dining scenes in Japan and China, and cultural characteristics. We can see, like from Asian, since we are Japanese and Koreans, we can tell. For instance, this figure, we can tell that this is from Japanese people, but the current AI just an Asian man sitting on a bench eating. So I think this is not enough since they can do well in Western cultures, but not do well for Asian culture. So we would like to say this is actually Japanese people, and they are wearing kimono. Some more specific and more concrete ones. And here, this is a case of Korean, like a group of people. So the image says, the generated text says just the people with traditional clothing. But we know this is Korean folk dance, Korean clothing. And then would like to get more specific and concrete or correct one. And they're wearing chibuk and samunori as the actual word of the dancing. So this is final slide. So there's a fundamental challenge of the bias, and we need to worry about data. So academia, we worked on reducing data toxicity and build high quality data. And some of the data, you may know this lion data has child abuse images, and we want to exclude those. And industry, they built various technology to exclude bias, violence, but still there are issues. And then there's IBM, Microsoft, Google. They check on verification tools to detect and correct AI models to reduce bias. But I think more importantly, we need to work on education. Professor Jihie and Yokohama mentioned there's a kind of less understanding about the problem, and also female has less understanding, less exposed to technology. We have to let them know more about relevant issues and raise discussions. And I believe the bias problem will not disappear because we have bias ourselves. We must continue to identify and address the problem. Okay, thank you very much. That's it for my presentation.